Hello, gorgeous light force. Thank you for finding yourself at the Earth and I YouTube space. Extremely grateful for this community and for this blessing of sharing with all of you, and for your receptivity and sharing in the comments and all of that great stuff. I'm extremely grateful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's video is on blockages, and I'm going to present a conscious stop that you can make when you're approaching a block in order to solidify the path that you want to take forward. With that being said, we're going to move right into this topic. So, the path stop is known as relief or release. When we're approaching a blockage, a point of stagnancy in our life, a difficulty that is making us want to cope, want to hide. This is a multitude of ideas, but I hope that this is resonating with what you understand as a blockage. Think about when you are at that point in your life, like running into a brick wall. When we're at those moments, we have a choice if we want to find relief or release. The unconscious choice is always, always, always relief. Relief is a temporary stop. It's very instantaneous. It's controllable by our bodies, our beings, and it's easy. It is an easy way to step out of that path and to collect yourself, really get a renewed perspective on what's happening right in front of you. Relief is necessary. It absolutely is. Many a times, though, we are constantly relieving ourselves. We're not releasing anything. And that's okay. That is okay. You knowing that that's happening, that's how you move past that. Continuing on. Making the choice to release is very, very powerful, and you have to be empowered to make that choice. Many a times, blockages are coming from patterns, coming from repetitive behaviors, even states of being, states of identity. And when we run into a blockage and we choose release, this is going through the blockage. When we relieve, we kind of step to the side of the blockage. We take a new path around, which we inevitably come back to the blockage. But let's talk about why relief and release are both necessary, both valid, and both very important. Relief. When we're hitting a blockage for what feels like the first time, it's absolutely necessary to have relief. That doesn't mean that you can't instantaneously release also, but relief kind of represents the space and time to fully become aware of what's in front of you, to see fully without the call to action. Kind of a pause, a complete pause, whether you exit and go around the blockage or you stay there with it for a while. Relief entails control. It's calling our lower mind into the game to realize what is going on right now. These blockages can show up as triggers, as a whole multitude of things. The biggest thing I would say is triggers. That just came to me. When we get triggered, we have to realize this is a blockage, and right now I have a choice. Now we're going to move from relief into what making the choice to release is. Release is when we're fully aware of this blockage. We know it very well. We're aware of what it means in our lives, what it symbolizes. And choosing to release is constantly walking right through the blockage with a renewed sense of understanding so that that energy can serve a new purpose. It can be emancipated from that state. And choosing release is pure surrender. Release is surrendering to the whole of the process and no longer grasping to anything from the past or any perceived control of this specific situation. So they are a very beautiful and perfect balance, and they're inevitably intertwined. How can we make the most conscious decision in these moments? The biggest thing is to become aware of the current situation. Here's an example. I'm being triggered right now. I really want to reach for some form of release, but I know that I need to move forward in a new direction. That's a call to release, because you know that I cannot make the same choice that I have in the past. We become habitual relievers because it's comfortable in a sense, because we're not having to go forward into the unknown. We're able to keep ourselves a little bit protected and not fully surrender into the forward motion of life, into the inevitable flow of forwardness. Yet this also keeps us trapped into states of being that we do not enjoy. This takes practice. That's what's so beautiful, is that there's no destination. There's no destination in moving through your blockages. There's goals, absolutely. And attaining those goals takes practice in learning what path is best. If you feel like you are in the state of constant relieving, you're always just looking for ways to cope and relieve yourself of having to deal with these heavy emotions, these blockages, that's okay. What I want you to realize is that a major part of why you're in that state is fear of future, fear of the greatness that can come through emancipating this blocked energy. Isn't that crazy? Yet we've built up fear and resistance to our own gifts, to our own greatness for a variety of reasons, but that manifests by manipulating us into staying in these states. And fear is the great tactic that's used, and we start using it against ourselves because we don't want to be hurt, we don't want to be scared, we don't want to experience a negative thing that we have in the past. And that takes truly nurturing yourself and deep presence every moment. That can seem very elusive, but it is so deeply truth. This is why in this specific realm, when you are able to bring deep presence into each moment in time, eventually the situation will present itself to you. If you are so deeply engaged in presence, you allow your full truth to mesh with that situation, with that blockage. Your whole self knows that moving through this is inevitable in order to attain the fulfillment that you really desire. The more that you can meet it with that truth, the more you're going to wear it down, the more energy that's going to be released from the blockage and empowering you to move forward. And eventually it will be an item of the past. You will be your new self. And there's no separation. I think that's something else that we fear, is that there's no true separation between who we are now and who we are in the future. It's just a matter of releasing the things that are holding us down, holding us restricted, and limiting our endlessness. And it is a lot of releasing. Choosing to release is a powerful, powerful thing to do, because when you commit to that truth of release, there's no going back. You can't go back to your relief patterns. You can't go back to those states, to being controlled by those blockages. It's amazing, yet at the same time can be very, very scary, because we form identities from these blockages, because we feel like we're worthy of these blockages, of these lower vibrations. The more that we chip away at it, the more that we let our light shine and we become our own guides. We allow God to truly guide us through. And in order to allow that to happen, we have to be willing to put back all of our dispositions, all of our false beliefs, all of our intended actions, and allow the guidance to be what brings us through those points. And another reminder on this is that you don't have to sacrifice all of your comfortability, your nourishment, your protection. It's just a little bit. When we choose relief in a present moment, we're telling ourselves, I need a little bit of comfort and safety right now in order to fully understand what's going on right now. When we choose relief, the main difference between being stuck in relief and using relief as a stop is that you have forward focus. When we're in this pattern of constant relief, we don't have a forward focus. We're just kind of like here and now. And that is engaging with the present moment. Yes, absolutely. But you have to expand that to know that it's constantly happening, that it's always moving, and that you're not going to stay in this present moment forever. You're going to be in the present moment that presents itself. That's a forward focus. And when we can bring that to the points in time where we're experiencing relief from a problem, we're empowering ourselves to be where we are right now, but to recognize that it's going to change. There's a lot happening astrologically as well that is supporting times of release right now. So if you're seeing this video, I hope that you take it as a divine blessing to let go of what you know needs to go, to empower yourself to fully release your old states, your old identities, your old beliefs, those negative thought patterns that entrapped you into a lower state that you no longer desire. Now is the time, and you got all the space in the world to do it. Take it for yourself. But if you also feel like you need a powerful place of release, that's okay too. Do what you need to do in order to find your heart, to open yourself up more. Whatever decision you make, you're going to be divinely guided to the next step as long as you open yourself up and accept it. And it's truth. Sometimes we don't want that. We just want to be here, basking in what is now, and that's beautiful. This is specifically for when you're in times of blockage, of resistance, and applying this to your day-to-day life and bringing your own knowing into those times of difficulty. That's when we really need our light, is in times of deep darkness, fear, unknowing, scarcity. And bringing our abundant light into those expands and creates more love on this journey. As always, I hope that this found a place with you, deeper understanding, and I want to thank you again for watching and supporting this space. So much love, light, and blessings to you. Remember that everything you desire is on its way to you. Until next time.